Hey guys, welcome to the Touchdown Table. I'm Ryan, that's Tyler, that's Jordan. And as you clearly know by now, we are back at the table. Everyone's feeling great. Jordan's recovered. Tyler and I tested negative. It is so good to be back at the table. We all missed it. It wasn't the same. We made the best of it while we could, but we are so glad to be back in our purest form, and that is with all three of us at the Touchdown Table. So now that we're back, healthy, feeling good, it's time to pick some Week 13 games. We're getting down to the wire here.
Yeah, Ryan, it's good to have you back, and
it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It is good to have you back as well. It's good to be sitting here, I should say, again, along with Tyler, who's been here the whole time. He's yet to leave the table yet. Congratulations to him. But I did my time, and so with that being said, let's move on to the first game. We usually start on Thursday, but as of right now, unless a game gets moved, there is no Thursday game. And so we start with Sunday, and that is the Saints at the Falcons. And the Falcons, as always, they did their time at the beginning of the season, just like me. And by that, I mean they can't win at the beginning of the season, and then they start to win for some reason. They just ripped the Raiders, which that shocked me. Like, if they won, that's one thing. The way they won, that's a whole different thing.
I think the Raiders played worse than I've seen them play, even when they were, like, the terrible
Yeah,
Raiders.
that's the same team that almost
really
beat Kansas City.
Well,
and did beat them once.
The good thing, if you're the Raiders, it's a tough loss, but you got the Jets this week. We'll
There you
get to
go.
that in a little bit. But Saints have been rolling. Taysom Hill's still going to be playing, most likely. Drew Brees still on IR. So I have this Saints team winning 28-26. I think it's just going to be close because Taysom Hill and that Saints offense in the past last week, Tyler was frustrated about that.
Yeah, when you look at this game, I mean, you just think about two teams that are, heading in different directions. I know Atlanta's finally winning, but it's going to be, unless they absolutely go on a tear and win out, it's probably going to be too little too late. And with New Orleans, I mean, they're just playing complete football right now. I know they played against the practice squad wide receiver at quarterback last week, but that defense still has been playing well throughout the past couple weeks. They're improving on that part as well. Obviously, you know about the offensive weapons. Their receivers are back healthy. We know what they can do. And I think the receivers are especially more valuable when you have a guy like Taysom Hill in, so those 5-yard slants to Michael Thomas are even more valuable for a QB's confidence, more valuable to get the offense going now rather than when Brees is healthy. But Brees will be back soon enough, but I still think New Orleans will be fine in this one. They win 36-29.
Well, the Falcons really impressed me last week, and the Saints have been impressing me for 8 weeks in a row now, I think it is.
Yeah.
I don't even
9 maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a lot of wins in a row for them. But can I just say right now, really quickly, I'm playing Ryan next week in fantasy. Give the ball to Alvin Kamara. Stop giving the ball to Latavius Murray, and stop running with Taysom Hill. Yeah. Saints win 34-30. I mean, if it works, do it. But I want Alvin Kamara to get points. Let's move on to the next game. Saints win that one. Next game, I said the score right. If I didn't, it's 34-30. Next game is the Lions at the Bears. The Bears
are going to the next game.
Yes, we are. We're going to the next game. We're at the next game right now. It's the Lions at the Bears, as I just said before. Now, with the Bears' terrible offense, it's going to be even tough to beat this Detroit team who was shut out and then couldn't get anything going against a not good team on Thanksgiving, as they always lose.
Right.
On Thanksgiving. But actually, the Texans played pretty well in that game.
We played very well today.
I'll slow the game down, or the talking down a little bit. But Detroit just has not proved themselves enough in the last 2 weeks. Now the Bears are coming off 5 in a row, but I have them finally getting a win, 24-21.
Yeah, I know the Bears are slumping, and it's not been great. But hey, you guys, your team's still one game back of a playoff spot, so still a lot left to fight for. Still a lot of football left to be played, and Detroit, they're kind of a mess right now. They got Darryl Bevell, interim head coach. Although we talked about this, off camera. These interim head coaches have had successes in their first game.
Oh, great.
So we'll see if you could break the trend.
That up to Ryan.
Yeah, but
I
mean, and also on a personal note, I guess my team is so bad.
The first thing you thought of?
When I heard that Matt Patricia was fired, I was like, they're gonna win.
That's the first thing you
yes,
thought of.
It is.
I think that's a problem, but okay.
Well, I mean, I guess on a personal note, my team is so bad, if you lose to them, you get fired. So there's that. But I think that the Bears finally get somewhat back on track and beat the Lions in a fairly low-scoring game, as many Bears games are. The Bears win 20-13.
Yeah, we're filming this on Monday, so that Sunday night game with the Bears happened just yesterday. And last night I was staring at the TV screen, basically just staring into a dark abyss, just waiting for that game to be over.
He was wearing his mask still, and he just kept putting it over his eyes. He couldn't watch it.
It was just ridiculous, and it's in the past now. It happened, so it is in the past. We're moving on, and I'm sticking with it. It was tough. I know Trubisky made some bad throws, made some bad plays. I think he'll play better, though. I sure hope so. Our offense is garbage, though. Anyways, I have the Bears winning, as I always do, 20-16, and they can't win when the other team scores more than 20 points. So.
Mitch has a good record against the Lions. It's the only team he really plays good against.
Yeah. Kind of like Daniel Jones in the Washington football team.
Yep. Well, next game, we're moving on to one that I think should be a fun one. This will definitely tell us who is legit. It is the Cleveland Browns at the Tennessee Titans. We saw the Titans really rip apart the Colts last week. I was surprised by it. I had the Colts winning that game. I thought it was going to be close for sure. And the Titans, they just showed up, and specifically Derrick Henry. He showed up, and he pounded people run after run, drive after drive. It was an incredible sight to see. And personally, I know this Browns team is, what, 8 and what are they now?
3
right now, but I'm not buying into the hype. I don't think they're as good as their record shows. I love their run game. I will give them that. I think Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are the best running back duo in the league, but I'd like to see more from this passing offense. I just haven't seen it yet. As I said, this will tell us if they're legit. If they keep this game close, I'll give it to them. But after the Titans game last week, it's going to be tough if Derrick Henry can continue what he's doing. I have the Titans winning 30-27.
Well, I too was impressed when I was watching the Titans-Colts game, rooting for them both to lose. They just,
Rooting for a
destroy.
tie.
I don't even know what would be mathematically best, but anyway, that's irrelevant. When you look at what the Titans did last week, it definitely, makes you think, like, wow, what that team can do when they're playing their best. We saw them get destroyed by the Colts, and they destroyed the Colts. It is pretty interesting, but you look at Cleveland, and the key is that run game. They have a run game that could, they can go toe-to-toe with Tennessee on the ground, and I think that is a huge factor. And I got a little bold prediction for you. I think the running backs in this game will combine for at least 300 rushing yards. That's my bold prediction. And another thing you guys might consider very bold, I got the Browns winning this one, 27-24, or at least 300 rushing yards from all the running backs combined. Back and forth game should be an interesting one between two playoff hopefuls.
If it was someone else saying that, I would have thought it was bold. Since it's you, I kind of expected you to pick the Browns.
There you go.
To win.
Okay, but for though, if you're a first-time viewer of the Touchdown Table, that might have surprised you.
Yeah, and the Browns, they don't win conventionally, but if you're winning games, why does that matter? I know the Browns get ripped on because they can't really pass the ball as well as other teams. But their running attack is very well, and they're finding ways to consistently win games. That's what matters. I was hyping the Browns up a lot just so I could say they're about to lose because I think this Tennessee Titans team is better than them, and that causes the Titans to win 32-27 with a lot of rushing yards. I agree with Ryan on that one.
Yeah, and Tyler, I just wanted to kind of negate your point a little bit. You said if you're winning, you're winning. Doesn't matter how you win. I guess that's true in a sense, but in the regular season, that's your mentality. But if you're winning close games against bad teams, then when you get to the playoffs, it doesn't matter if all that stuff doesn't matter. You have to play your best football, of course.
It's a new season.
But it's exactly.
Who's to say the Browns could go on a run in the playoffs? I don't think they will. But
with that run game, cold weather, I'm just saying.
We'll
go on a run.
But anyways, as a Bears fan, I saw my team win a lot earlier in the season, and we didn't play very well. So I know from experience that even if your team's winning, sometimes you could feel bad about it, and it can come back to bite you in the butt. So.
All right, well, let's speed it up there. I'm glad we didn't have that conversation, though. But the next game is the Bengals at the Dolphins. Well, the Bengals with who was it?
Brandon
Allen. Yeah.
Playing there. Brandon.
I thought he said that.
No. But they're not the same as they are with Joe Burrow, and we all know that. We made a video talking about his injury. If you want to hear that, so go check it out. Extremely sad. So I'm going to pick the Dolphins to win. I hope Tua is back in this game. I think he will be. Not sure the Dolphins win 25-20.
Yeah, when I look at this game, it does make me a little sad because this was supposed to be, Burrow versus Tua Part 2. I mean, it was, just a little over a year ago. They faced off in college. That was a crazy game. They called it the game of the century, although I think there's a game of the century every year. But
National championship game is pretty good too.
Well, yeah, but I know, but they say stuff like that.
It was a good game though.
Yeah, it was, and I don't want to take away from that fact. It was 46-41. Burrow and LSU won that game. It sucks that we can't see these guys, face off at the next level, but hopefully we will somewhere down the road. But with no Burrow, I think Miami wins pretty decisively, 34-16.
And I like Tua. Tyler said he might come back this game. Honestly, I think this offense might be better with Ryan Fitzpatrick at the helm for now. I think Tua will be better in the future, from what I've seen, though. I feel like Ryan Fitzpatrick run this offense better, and he throws it to Devontae Parker, which I love to see, because he got over 100 yards last week. And so, of course, they were playing the Jets, so that does not matter that much. Anyways, I have the Dolphins winning again this week against a Bengals team that they kept it close with the Giants last week, but were not able to get the job done. 26-14, I have the Dolphins winning this game as we go on to the next game, and it is the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Minnesota Vikings. And the Vikings, they played a much better game against the Panthers, and they almost lost. And Jeremy Chin scored 2 defensive touchdowns in a row on a fumble on the second one. And was the first one, was it both fumbles, right?
I
they were both fumbles.
believe so.
I don't know.
Right?
I was watching the game. I should remember that.
Yeah,
but anyways,
fumbles.
And those were right at the beginning of the second half, too. But the Vikings were able to get the win, and the Jaguars, they kept it close to the Browns team.
Yeah.
As we talked
they keep it
about
close
earlier.
to a lot of teams, really. I mean,
yeah. But, if you're the Browns, you want to beat them by more than that.
Well, yeah.
Anyways, I have the Vikings winning, unfortunately for me, 25-20.
Yeah, how about the Vikings? Kirk Cousins actually led a game-winning drive. It wasn't the Dalvin Cook show this game. Isn't that?
He led a game-winning drive, but the Panthers might as well just not have walked out in the field.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
It was like you've watched a lot of this Texans stuff where they play off. It was just like that. I mean, there's no defense there, but that's not.
Yeah, I mean, but
congrats to Kirk.
People were wondering if they could win a game.
Wow, you're an NFL quarterback. Good job showing it 1 week.
Okay, well, people were wondering if this team could win a game without Dalvin Cook going off, and they proved that they did, albeit maybe the defense wasn't the best at the end, but it was cool to see, Chad Beebe get a redemption at the end there. That was nice, He muffed the punt, but, shook it off, was right back in there, and ended up winning the game for his team. Jaguars, they played Green Bay tough, they played Cleveland tough, they played Tennessee tough. They'll keep this a one-score game again, but they will lose. I think the Vikings win 24-17.
Well, I'm not sure. Did they fire their GM?
Yes.
I don't know what firing your GM in the middle of the season really does for you, but, I mean, I guess they wanted something to change, but I'd see how that affects the team. Anyways.
Is Doug next?
Yeah, I would think if you wanted to make a statement, you would fire a head coach, but that's not the point. We're talking about the game. The Vikings, Jordan might be a Kirk Cousins hater. I don't like him that much. He has not hurt Kirk yet. I just want to make that clear. But I'm going to pick the Vikings to win this game. And got to give Kirk and the Vikings credit when it's due. They get enough credit to win this game 20-19. That was last year, 2019. Wasn't even planning to say that. The next game is the Raiders at the Jets. We talked about the Raiders earlier playing terrible, but as we've talked about many times in our pick videos, these Jets games are bounce-back games, and once you play them, you start to do good again. So I'm going to pick the Raiders to win this one 29-22 against a terrible Jets team.
Yeah, you made a great point about how the Jets are a nice bounce back. I mean, this Raiders team, I mean, I don't know what happened. I picked the Falcons, and I was still beyond shocked when I saw that final score, 43-6. I mean, that was just nuts.
I didn't know you picked the Falcons.
What?
I didn't know you picked them.
I did. And, so yeah, I'm glad I got the pick right, but still, wow, did not expect that type of a margin at all. But like Tyler mentioned, the Jets are a good bounce back. Although whenever a West Coast team goes to the East Coast, everyone always brings up, sometimes, West Coast teams don't do so hot when they travel across the country for whatever reason. I don't think that happens here. I think Vegas gets a bounce back win. Although I'd like to see the Jets win this one. That'd be cool. They're playing tough. Vegas wins 32-20.
Yeah, the Jets, as all teams in the NFL, they are playing tough and they're trying their hardest to win games. But 0-16, here you come, Jets. I have the Vegas Raiders winning 34-14. I kind of want to see you win, Jets, but at the same time, I don't. So
I want them to win.
We'll see what happens. Anyways, move on to the next game. It is Washington at Pittsburgh, and I actually think this is going to be a better game than some people might think. I think this Washington team is really turning on right now. I like what I've seen from them. Their defense is playing very well. Chase Young, one of the main guys on that defense, the young stud out of Ohio State, doing some great stuff. But I think we haven't seen the Steelers play yet. Since, as I said before, making this on Monday. So we're not sure if they're undefeated or not.
They might not even play by the
Yeah,
time
maybe
Monday
they won, maybe they lost, maybe
So,
they didn't play.
I'd like to say they stay undefeated, but I can't tell you because I don't know if they are undefeated as of this moment. So if they're not undefeated right now, they can't be undefeated after this game, even if they win it. I hope that makes sense to you. Anyways, they're going to win this one 28-24.
Well, yeah, we don't know what the heck's going on with Pittsburgh right now. I mean, if that Baltimore game, keeps getting pushed back, or maybe it already happened, who knows? Just how does that affect their schedule for the rest of the year, especially once we're late in the season? I don't know, but through all the COVID problems they've had, they're playing well. I do have some questions about, the quality of some of their wins and, who they've beaten, but this isn't college football. They're undefeated. That's enough. I give them props for that, and I assume they're undefeated unless they played that game and they lost, but you know what I mean. They're undefeated at the time that we are filming this, so I think they beat the Washington football team, and I think that defense plays great. 28-14, Pittsburgh wins.
This is another team where you say it might have looked ugly, but this team is good enough to consistently win games, and they've won all their games so far as we're making this video. Like Jordan said, that might not be the case anymore. I think it will be, though. And Washington, they're my favorites to win the NFC East right now, which is shocking to say.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they were such a dumpster fire coming into this season, but they've really got things turned around, and they're in second place in the division. I don't think they're going to win this game. Pittsburgh wins this one 31-25. I think it could stay close, though, as the score represents. Next one is the Colts at the Texans, and this is one where Ryan has probably been heavily looking forward to because he hates the Colts and the Titans. I'm going to disappoint Ryan with this pick. I'm going to pick the Colts to win this game on the road after coming off that loss. I don't know if they're going to... they're going to be too mad to lose to a Texans team at this point.
Yeah, that's what they said when we played the Packers, and they were right.
Yes, so and I think the Colts win 33-30.
Yeah, I actually did think about this game for a while because unlike Jordan, I pick from the head, not from the heart. And I said, you know what? I truly think that the Texans are good enough to beat the Colts once, especially you saw the way Deshaun Watson's playing. You see that Will Fuller's playing.
I thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that this team is I said it. I said they're going to be better the second half of the season. It looks like they are. I think they're good enough to beat the Colts once. They play them in Indianapolis 2 weeks from this. They'll lose that game, but they'll win this one. Spoiler alert for our picks video in 2 weeks. They'll lose that game, but they'll win this first one against the Colts 23-20, and they'll get to 5-7 and give me one more week of false hope, and the score will be 23-20.
Yeah, just a little background. Before this video, Ryan was on his iPad right here on some website looking up the odds for the Texans to make the playoffs.
It's super cool.
He found out a way to get it to 100%. He actually has it pulled up right now.
Cool.
And so you can see his dreams are just slowly being poured into that thing right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to come true. And I'm sorry for this analogy because it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry in advance. But we got a bull and a horseshoe. I think the horseshoe is going to be put on the bull and it's going to stay there. I have the Colts winning 27-23. And again,
step on it.
I apologize.
Yeah.
What?
Right?
I don't even know how a horseshoe works.
I've never
throw
seen
a
horseshoe at
Well, I mean,
isn't there that game where you throw the horseshoe?
There is, but also the original thing is to, you put on. I have never seen it used before, so I don't know.
It's a cool logo. I mean, for the Colts.
Someone in the comments tell us what a horseshoe really does because we know it's got to go on a horse foot, right? Or a bull. I don't know. Anyways, that's irrelevant. Just like some other things, just not like some other things.
Yeah.
As Tyler knows over there. But next game is two teams that. Wow, they really shocked me last week. Is the Rams and the Cardinals both coming off of losses? The Rams to the Niners and the Cardinals to the I almost said Packers. That's the Bears. The Patriots and the NFC West. What is going on right now?
Yeah.
We know all these teams are good, but then at one point, when these teams just drop a really bad game. We see it with the Seahawks. We saw it with both of these two teams, the Cardinals and the Rams, and somehow the Niners are still in it. Right now, in this division, I don't know what's going on in the West. One of these teams has to win unless they tie, and I have the one who's going to be at home winning this game. And by the way, I talked about the 49ers, and I talked about the Cardinals being at home. The home of the 49ers will now be moved to the home of the Cardinals, if you did not know that. So the 49ers will be playing in Glendale, Arizona for the rest of their home games this year due to stuff going on in San Francisco. Not going to get into that. 34-32, I have the Cardinals winning this game.
Yeah, it is interesting how the NFC West race has tightened up a little bit. You know, all of a sudden the 49ers get that upset. They get the season sweep of the Rams. I mean, they're right in the thick of this thing. They're 5-6. The final playoff slot, as the time we're making this, is held by the Cardinals, who are 6-5. So, I mean, they're not out of it by any stretch of imagination. So, really, all four teams, you could say, are still in it and still very well alive. This is obviously a big one. I think the Rams and the Cardinals still have to play twice. So, those will be two crucial matchups. The Cardinals can't make up their mind. They've beaten good teams. They've lost to bad teams. I think they get the win against the Rams here. I think that offense gets going again. They win 33-28.
I have two things to say before I start. Number one, we're halfway down now, already 20 minutes in the video. Let's hurry up. Number two, I looked up what a horseshoe is. Ryan was right. Basically, a horse just steps on it, and I guess it helps their hooves somehow.
Yeah.
So it's kind of poor that the Colts chose to be the
we're going to stomp all over them.
In the division with the horse.
And then they'll beat us 14 days later.
Hey, I gave you an analogy at least.
Yeah. But now let's get back into it.
Like
as we hurry this start up.
Especially football.
Or hurry this picks up.
With
the Rams playing the Cardinals, as you guys mentioned. This is going to be interesting. And the NFC West teams just decide to play great one week, then decide to lose terribly the next. I don't know who's going to win this game. I picked the home team just because of that. Like Jordan did, 29-23. Cardinals win. Next game is the Giants at the Seahawks. I know the Giants, as we're making this, are winning this division unless the Eagles somehow beat the Seahawks later on, which is not going to happen, I think. The Giants, Daniel Jones got hurt in that game. I think he'll be okay. I mean, I haven't heard anything about it, so I'm picking the Seahawks to win this game. 34-29, I think the score won't reflect how close the game is. It won't be that close.
Yeah.
Although the Seahawks do like to keep bad teams close.
They
so
really
maybe it
do.
will be close.
They really do. And I think what happened is the football gods saw an NFC East team was starting to win, and then they intervened because that's not allowed, and then Daniel Jones gets hurt.
Yes.
You know, but obviously we hope the best for Danny Dimes.
Didn't they only win like 2 in a row?
I think 3.
Oh,
and as far as the NFC East,
they've won 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane for the NFC.
How many wins
team,
do they have right now? 4.
Yeah, this team started off 0-5, right? What the Giants 0-5?
Yeah, I think so.
And now, unless the Eagles upset the Seahawks, they're in a playoff position. But that winning streak will come to an end in Seattle at it's not CenturyLink. It's whatever it's called, Lumen Field.
Yeah,
the Seahawks win in a blowout, 39-17.
Yeah, we talked about the NFC West and how they're all doing so good. Maybe it's because they're playing the NFC East. Anyone think of that?
Oh,
that's the division they're playing this year.
Definitely contributes to both sides a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Rams won all 4 games against the NFC East, so yeah. I think they did at least early on.
No, you're right. Yeah, they swept. They did the East sweep.
Yeah. East sweep. Well, I think the Seahawks will be sweeping the Giants in the West, as Ryan said at their stadium. So I have them winning this game 34-27. I think it'll be close because it's the Seahawks. And speaking of close games, we have the Chargers in this one. We also have the Patriots.
Yeah, you're rushing ahead, aren't you?
What? I skipped one? Oh, they switched on me. Anyways, I just saw the Chargers. I got excited. That was going to be a good switch. But anyways, now we got 2 green teams. We got a bird. We got a Packer. Yes, it is the Eagles and the Packers. And the Packers just ripped my Bears. And I think they're going to win this game 30-21. Hi, Carson Wentz. How you doing?
Well, will he be playing in this game?
Yeah, we'll see how last Monday night went because
Jalen Hurts.
that hasn't happened yet when we're filming this. Who knows? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. But I mean,
but Jalen Hurts does have a great work ethic. Let's give him
he does have a great work ethic. I don't know why
he really does.
But as far as this game is concerned, I mean, will his team be successful at Lambeau? I think they'll keep it close, but no, I have the Packers winning 26-20 as they try to lock up that division, and then they're still in the race, very much in the race for that number 1 seed. Because remember, they beat New Orleans, so they have the head-to-head there.
If I'm not mistaken, we saw this on a Thursday matchup last year, and the Eagles upset the Packers.
Yep, goal line stand the Eagles had, I think.
That was a good game.
I think it was 26-21. Let me check. I could be wrong.
Somewhere around there. But that was a good game, and I don't think we're going to see a repeat of that. I think the Packers win this
34-27.
decisively. Packers win 30-18. Next game is the Patriots at the Chargers.
The championship game in 2017.
You mean the one that was in January of 2018?
Yeah.
Patriots won 24-20.
Okay.
All right.
How did you know that?
No, he did not.
I guess we're doing a history lesson, but we got the Patriots and the Chargers here who played in the playoffs. I think that same year that they're talking about, they played in the playoffs, and the Patriots just absolutely dismantled them. I don't think we're going to see a dismantle here, but the Patriots are still alive in the thick of things in the AFC. I think they have a chance to get back into the playoffs, and I think they'll win this game. Kind of low scoring, 21-20.
Yeah, the Patriots are confusing because 1 week it's like, oh my gosh, they're out of the playoff race, then they win against a good team and they're back in it, and then they're out. I mean, that's why, unless your playoff percent chance is 0, especially in a year in 2020, you're not technically out of it, but especially in a year like this where there's cancellations, postponements, COVID cases. So just play. You never know. Who knows? Maybe they expand the playoffs. But anyway, I'm going to go with the Chargers in this one. I think they're playing too well to be where they are record-wise right now. I think Justin Herbert's going to continue to play well against the defense that has regressed from last year. So I think the Chargers get a win. I think they're better than that 3-8 record. They play good teams tough. They'll get the win against the Patriots, 28-24.
Got a little bit of answer before. Now it's my time to talk about this game. And with the Patriots, you got to kind of, I don't want to say feel bad for them, but I'm just going to say you got to feel bad for them because they had a lot of opt-outs on defense. They got Cam Newton, who's a completely different quarterback than Tom Brady, who they had for the longest time. It's been a tough adjustment year for them, but they are battling.
Bad for them. They had a 20-year dynasty. So.
That's true.
Can't feel that bad.
No, I guess not. But still, it's been rough on the Pats, and I continue to pick the Chargers to win, and they are not winning right now. But I like Justin Herbert, so I'm going to do it anyways. 28-23. Justin Herbert with no hair wins this game. He still has some though. Next one is a Sunday night game. We get to see the Chiefs again. They'll be playing the Broncos, and I'll assume they have a quarterback back for this game, which will be nice to watch because as much as I love Kendall, whatever that guy's name is, Hinton, thank you.
I think it's Minton.
No,
it's Hinton or Minton?
Hinton.
No, you're right. Yeah.
I want to see a somewhat good game here. The Chiefs played very well, and for some reason that game against the Bucs was close. I think the Chiefs were the much better team in that game, and it still came down to somewhat the end of it. I had the Chiefs winning again. Get Clyde and Travis their touchdowns, 35-24. Chiefs win it.
Yeah, when Tyreek Hill said help was on the way, that game tightened up. So I don't know.
Was on the way.
He's no Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, was he being serious? I mean, they exposed that Bucs secondary, and I mean,
help was on the way for the Bucs.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they tightened up that game, and with Kansas City, like it just they have so much confidence. Like they're trying to run the clock out. It's third down, and I don't know what down it was, but
roll the quarterback.
They roll the quarterback out, throw towards the sideline, like, oh yeah, just give them 40 extra seconds if it's incomplete. No big deal. They have such chemistry and such confidence, and that sounds like a cliche pee-wee football thing, but I really think it makes an impact for their opponents, but also for their offensive game as well. So I think the Chiefs keep their hot streak going and win 31-21.
But you know how when people watch games, they say, "Oh, this guy sucks. I could play better than him."
Yeah.
I think that could have been true for what we saw from Kendall Hinton against the Saints. And I know the Saints have a good defense, and you got to give him credit for going out there and playing and getting that one screen pass completion. I mean, great job for him. But I'm not trying to rip on the guy, but I mean, I probably could have gone out there and threw two.
I'm going to shut you down right now. There's no way you would play better than him.
No. He threw one completion. It was a screen pass.
I know. You go outside and you throw your balls in the net, and this video is getting long anyway, so I'm just gonna keep going at this point.
I'm gonna sit back and listen.
I know you like to go outside and practice and throw your balls at the net and try to get them in the 3 holes that are in there, and you think you're really good at it. And then you throw it the mailbox. You try to land it on top of it. I know you go out and practice that, but I mean, you're not. It's a whole different game. You've never stepped out onto a football field as a quarterback. It's completely different than standing by yourself with a bunch of linemen in front of you, with a bunch of defense trying to run at you and put their hands up and try to block your pass. And with your height, with some of these defensive linemen's height, you have to throw it over and try to float balls in, and they get intercepted. You would not do better than him. That was fun.
I mean, I still disagree.
30 seconds to respond.
But I still disagree with you. But we're just gonna leave it at that. But like I said, I mean, the guy hasn't played football in a while, so you can't expect much of him. And it was still a good story, and glad to see him on the field. But I think I could have completed that screen pass and maybe one more. But I'm picking the Chiefs to win. I'm gonna keep it quick since we had that long conversation. 27-23, Chiefs win and get their quarterback back. Next game is the Cowboys at Ravens, and
yep.
Thank you for that. That should have been at the end.
Will Fuller is suspended. Ryan, live reaction.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Tell me this. No, are you serious? Oh my God, he's being serious. What?
Live reaction. This video just got much better.
Oh my God.
We just stopped this video to bring you
live
reaction.
What was he suspended?
Suspended 6 games for a PED-related violation, performance enhancing.
Are you still going to get his jersey?
Well, I don't know now.
Are you going to?
He was talking to me earlier about getting his jersey.
If they extended. Okay, how many games are left in this season? No, he's done, right?
He's done.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
Yeah, he's done. Especially now. I mean, that's a bummer. I mean, he was playing well, and I mean, I feel like the football world.
Maybe he was playing well because he was doing.
Well, okay, yeah, but I mean, we don't know how long this is going on. This, like Jordan said, this was literally just a.
It just popped up on my phone right now.
Yeah. So I just gotta keep sitting here because here crazy stuff happens. Bill O'Brien, we didn't have a live reaction, but I was right here. We were preparing.
That would have been a good live reaction.
Yeah, that would have been a completely different tone. But yeah, I am. I don't know. I got to look into this. It sucks. He was playing very well. It's disappointing. I was glad we didn't trade him, but I'm gonna keep my Texans pick. And
don't you wish you're playing against Will Fuller this week, right?
I played against him last week, actually.
Yeah.
Well,
this week for us technically still going, right?
No, week 12.
Week 12, I went against Will Fuller.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Yeah. Wow.
We'll bring you that interruption to get back to the video. Here's the wave. We're back to the picks. In case you're wondering, we're back here.
That wave was for him.
It was for me for editing. But it's the Cowboys at the Ravens. I'm gonna pick the Ravens to win this one. Instead of we had a couple interruptions, we'll go quickly. Ravens win 29-27.
All right. I mean, I'm still. I gotta look into this because I mean, it's just so disappointing because he was playing so well and this offense was starting to get chemistry. But anyway, Cowboys, Ravens. The Cowboys. You fooled me. I was going to pick the Washington football team. I was playing on the playoff machine. I had the Washington football team winning that game. But then you fooled me when you played the Vikings, and I was the only one fooling myself because I bought into your little hype, and you cost me a game in my predictions. So if I lose, if I lose to one of these guys by one game in the predictions at the end of the year, I'm gonna remember that game on Thanksgiving, Dallas, because you fooled me from what you did the Sunday prior.
I don't know what
so there is no way. I have a website with the stats on it, but I could go look it up later. But I think that the Ravens win 26-17. Again, the Ravens, we don't know if they got their game in or if it's rescheduled, but yeah, Ravens beat the Cowboys 26-17 whenever they play that game.
Now I'm done. I'm mad just like Ryan is right now. Okay? You didn't do anything wrong, Cowboys, but still, that's loud. It's going to be loud on the mic. I am mad, and you're going to lose this game, Cowboys, 30-24. And now I'm happy again. We're moving on to the next game. It's the Buffalo Bills at the San Francisco 49ers. We didn't mention it, by the way. We have some Saturday games this week, right? Or is it
it's not this week yet, I don't think.
Week? I saw they were posting stuff about it. Maybe they just moved games. I don't know. They're coming up sometime soon. But 2 Monday night games. This is the second of those. As I said, it's the Buffalo Bills at the San Francisco 49ers. If you watch this channel, you know how I feel about the 49ers. I don't like them that much. I don't think they're that good. It's not that I don't like them. I do like Robbie Gold. I follow him on Instagram. But I just don't think their offense is that good. Although they got some well-needed pieces back on their offense and defense. So maybe they'll start playing a little bit better. But Josh Allen and this team right now for the Bills are really hot right now. And I know Ryan thinks that too. So get ready to go 2-0 on the Bills as soon as Ryan gets to go. But I have them winning 31-21. Ryan, tell us what the score prediction is going to be for your Bills winning this game. Not your Bills, but the Bills. You like them, though.
Yeah, I think they're a fun team to watch. I think it's good to see Josh Allen playing better, although he did have a few turnovers. But, he's I still don't think he's reached his ceiling. He can get a lot better, but he's gotten a lot better, too.
He's playing in a small school just like Carson Wentz. Sometimes you just have your turnovers like that.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens, but I know 49ers defense did make some plays. I was very impressed with them last week, but I am going with the Bills as Jordan predicted, and as many of those who are regular watchers of our channel could probably guess, because I have been high on Buffalo for a long time. I don't even know if I'm sure I picked against them once, but anyway, I got the Bills 30-16.
Wyoming and North Dakota are pretty close.
Well, I'm going to pick the upset in this one.
Oh.
I think the 49ers have a chance to go on a roll and get something going in the NFC right now. That. I'm doing it right now.
Their defense plays well again.
They're starting to get players back slowly.
They got Mostert back.
He scored a touchdown.
Mustard.
Sherman got an interception. So these guys are making impacts again, and I think this 49ers team still has a shot at this. I'm going to pick them starting their role, even though they kind of did that last week. Yeah. 49ers win this one, 32-31.
Raheem Mustard.
Yeah, Rams scored a defensive touchdown last week. That helped my fantasy team. They're long gone in the picks, but I just wanted to say that.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel.
I think we should just put something in the comments that just says, go to the last 10 minutes of this video and watch that to be entertained.
Yeah, that's what happens when we're away from each other for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Comment your opinions about this video down below, about these games down below. It was quite the interesting one. We got a live reaction from it. Yeah. Jordan yelled at me because I said I could be better than the Broncos quarterback.
I was mad with Ryan. We were both mad.
Yeah. We have not been together in a while. That calls for a 34-minute video. So with that, we will see you guys later.
See ya.